All right, welcome to this TradingView tutorial. I want to go over actual TradingView, how to use it, what it is, and things like that. But first, I want to start with just understanding the basics of what they offer, right? I recommend this for anybody, especially if you're new. You're going to need this service, okay? And this service, it's free, and you don't have to have a credit card, okay? Yes, you do have limitations, and so eventually you probably will want to upgrade, but I'm going to give you some tips on that that'll save you a ton of money. So let's go ahead and you're going to come to tradingview.com and let's just go ahead and click get started so we can talk about the different plans they have. So you can sign up for free. Boom, boom, right here. Okay. And when you sign up for free, I believe you're only going to get one chart. Okay. I think you get 2 indicators and there's a lot of other limitations to it, okay? But you can do what you need to do. You can chart an asset, one asset at a time, and you can technically use it, and it would be fine, okay? As you level up from Essential Plus to Premium, you can see you get like 2 charts per tab. Here you can have 4 charts, and so you can actually watch 4 assets at once, or you can have up to 8 on the Premium, okay? I do use the 8. That's just what I've signed up for. And if you go through this list, you can see, which custom, time frames you get and all this kind of stuff, the chart data and all these different kinds of things. Okay. So here is the sign up, which is the absolute basic. Yep. You only get one and you only get one chart layout. All right. So there you go. You can click this show all features and kind of go through and see what all is offered. All right. But I'm going to give you a tip. Ready? All right. So I have the premium. Okay. And when I signed up for that premium, I was, paying $49 a month, right? And what ended up happening was, let me drop this in here. Bam. Okay. They ran a Black Friday sale. Okay. And I had, I don't know, let's just say 6 months left on my premium because I paid for the year. Okay. Well, when this came up, 13 months for $217, it was $16.69 a month. I'm like, dude, that is wicked cheap. So I bought this. And what it did is I went into my profile and now I had 19 months. Okay. They ran a summer sale. All right. This one was Black Friday, but then they ran a summer sale and it was like 80 something % off or 67 or 85. I don't know. Somewhere between like 67 and 85% off. So I purchased it again and I got another 13 months added on. So now I've got like, I don't know, 2.5 years prepaid. Okay. And I'm averaging, roughly what, $17 a month. So just saying, okay, watch for these sales because they happen a couple times a year and I recommend you jump on it. All right. So decide what is best for you, but let's go ahead and dive into this and talk about TradingView and how to use it. Okay. So let me switch over to my other chart here. Here we go. All right, this is just some XRP. All right, I've been watching XRP, paying attention to this crypto pump. I trade NQ. This is what I trade. This was marked up for today, and this is all I do. All right, when I do charting. All right, so let's talk about this. Okay, so let me go ahead and clear this chart. Remove the 9 drawings. That sounds great. And let's just start over here. Okay, so this is the actual asset. Okay, that I'm looking at. It could be NQ, XRP, Bitcoin, the Qs, gold, right? Whatever I want to chart, okay? Whatever I'm keeping an eye on, whatever assets I'm trading or whatever assets I'm just keeping, track of, right? Maybe you're just a long-term investor and you want to, see, what's going on with, whatever you're doing, whatever kind of trading, okay? I specifically day trade. I hodl, which means I put away kind of like my own 401k, and then I also swing trade. So those are the 3 things that I do. I don't mess with options. I'm not a math whiz. I don't like messing with complicated calculators and formulas. But I do know some people that do options and do well. I do well in the futures market. Okay, so here's your asset. So if you want to search something, you can just come up here and search for it: stocks, funds, futures, forex, indices, bonds, whatever you want, right? Options. You can just search it right here. All you do is you just start typing, okay? Whatever the asset is, right? You can go and look at it, okay? And so once you find your asset and you pull it up, you have these different time frames up here, Okay, these time frames are important. Basically, I can look at the 15-second chart, right? And every 15 seconds, it's keeping track of the price for me. All right. 15 seconds is something that is only on the premium. I don't know if it kicks in on the essential or whatever it is, but this is a paid version. Okay. But you should have on the free version as well, the like 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, whatever, right? You can come here and you can look at the different minutes that are available, and you can star the ones that you like, right? So I'm a strange bird. I like trading the 3 minute, but let's just say I change my mind. Okay, you can see I have the 15-second, 1 minute, 5 minute. Okay, well, if I come back and I go back to the 3 minute, I could put a star here. Boom, it adds it up here. Okay, fantastic. All right, here's the different types of bars. Okay, because there are different types of bars. Now, I just use basic candles. Okay, but if you want, you can use hollow candles. Okay, and this goes back to the standard green and red candles. Okay, or you could do volume candles, right? Or you could just do basic bars. I worked with a guy, was a mentor of mine for a while. This is what he traded with. He traded with bars. All right, these kind. You could use Heikin-Ashi candles, okay? Which Heikin-Ashi candles, as you see, it starts in the middle of the candle, okay? Usually you have the wick, bottom and top of the wick. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about a candle really quick. So this is the high of this candle. This was the highest price. This was the lowest price of this candle. Okay. This was the opening because we opened price here and then we moved up. Okay. And down. All right. And so as you see, the opening is in the middle of Heikin-Ashi candles. All right. It kind of averages it out. It's not the way I like the trade. Okay. So if I come here, as you can see, the price opens at the same that it closed. So the price opened here because this was a bullish candle. It opened here and then price moved down right here, and then it closed here, and then so it opened right here and then moved up. Okay. Hope that makes sense. Let's keep it simple. Okay. If you see a blue candle on my chart, which is going to be a green candle on your chart, that's going to be a bullish candle, which means the opening price, which is this price right here, the bottom of this candle, and then it moved up, so it turned blue. If this candle actually drops below this opening price, it's going to turn purple. Okay, on my chart, red on your chart. All right, so there you go. Okay, so you can pick all these different kinds of candles and whatever you want, and then this is where you're going to have indicators. Okay, I really don't use a ton of indicators. I used to, but let's just say I want to get a fixed range volume profile, right? And I'm like, man, look at this range we've been putting in. So let me just grab from here to here. And there we go. And so I can pull this fixed range volume profile. I'll go over this in a totally different video on this actual indicator. But that's just one of the indicators I can use, right? I can also come in here and just use EMAs, right? A lot of people trade EMAs. There you go. Put them on the charts. Now, the nice thing about having the premium or the higher versions is you can really start to like stack these indicators on, okay? So there you go. We could really start to stack indicators, and you can put so much data on your charts, it'll just drive your brain crazy, all right? So let me just go ahead and remove the 6 indicators. There we go. So I actually trade mostly price action. I use maybe just a handful of indicators, but really most of the time my indicators are clean off my charts, okay? All right, so you do have your indicators. When you click indicators, you can do your favorited ones, personal indicators if you've built some. You can run through some technicals like 24-hour volume, accumulation and distribution. You can do strategies, profiles, patterns. You can look at all kinds of stuff. There's community indicators, and then there's invite onlys, the one that you've like purchased and gone through. So there you go. Okay. All right. So that's the indicators tab. So I'm gonna skip over some of this stuff. So alerts are going to be really, really, really important. There's all different kinds of ways to use alerts, but for the most part, if I want to be notified when price reaches a certain area, I can go up to alert and I can add a price alert. So NQ, okay, I'm going to put it on my main trading. Price crossing a value of something, right? Only once per bar. There's all kinds of stuff in here you got to learn. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this. I'm going to right click on the chart, go to add alert, okay? And from here, it put in the price for me because I clicked on the chart, and that's really what I wanted. I only want it to trigger only once or every time. I can pick that if I want, and I can just say, you know, give the name an alert. So price, whatever, you maybe even just type in that price, and I'm going to hit create. Okay, so now that's in my alerts tab, which is over here. All right, so this is my watch list. We're going to go over that as well. So on the alert, I can see when price crosses this, I'm going to get like a little chime or a little alert from TradingView to let me know that price has crossed this line. What's nice is if you have TradingView on your phone, you can actually have it ping your phone. So when I set alerts on here, it'll also ping my phone for me. Now I can choose if I want that or not. So that's a nice little feature they have, okay? And if I want to just move this right here, let's do that, and maybe even see if we can get it to alert. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I'm pretty sure you guys heard that from desktop volume. You may not have, but there it goes. All right. So let's go ahead and, okay, it's gone now. So the alert has been triggered and it has stopped. So if I want to turn the alert back on, I just restart it and it puts it back on the chart, and it got triggered again. So price has moved. I'm going to delete that. Okay, so this is how you can keep track of what's going on, okay? Because there are days, right? And one of them actually, you know, was like looking at this liquidity right here, right? And I don't want to trade until this liquidity has been swept, okay? Now, I do other videos on my strategies and things that I do. But for example, price came below, so I would have been alerted. Would have been like, okay. Now, if price just kept going, I would ignore it. All right. Okay. So we've got that. So that's actually important. Now the replay function, I really should do a whole separate video on this, but I'm just going to do a quick overview. If I want to like practice day trading, right, I can do this and I can say, all right, here we go. I'm in my replay because I select the replay and I select the time that I wanted, and it took me back in time. Okay. I'm like, okay, if we sweep this liquidity right here that was just created, then I know that I want to take a sell. So I can come down here to the bottom and I can hit play. Yay, look at that. Okay. So let's go ahead and hit play. And right there, right? Let's just take a sell. I don't even remember where the price is. And this is like me practicing, right? I can put my stop loss way up here. I can put my take profit way down here, and I can hit play. And let's see if I get stopped out. Oh man, I got stopped out. All right, so then I can practice. I'm gonna take another sell because I'm a crazy maniac, and I'll hit play. And you don't ever want to trade without your stop losses and your TPs, right? And we know it comes down and sweeps this, so we're gonna take our $32,000 in profit as soon as the price moves down. But this is how you can use the replay function. This is actually really good. I've used this a lot for practicing my setups and getting a feel for actual price action that moves. Okay, boom. All right, sold us out. We're $21,000 in profit for the day. Okay, we're done for a few months. I'll see you guys in a couple months, right? That's a couple months of income right there. So there you go. All right, so I'm going to click this to come out of the exit replay. All right, so there we go. All right. Now, another thing you can do is you can actually create a chart setup. So this is my main chart setup, right? And so I use this all the time, but then I also have other chart setups, right? High time frame charts. I have Monday BCT charts as well, you know, so you can actually create layouts for you. So that way, when you click on them, they're just different types of layouts. They can have different indicators already set up and things like that. You want to create a new layout, you can create, you can copy, rename. You can even share these, okay? And then you can actually share a layout with somebody who has TradingView, and they can open it up and look at it, all right? So there we go. So let's go ahead and remove this drawing. So now that we've done this, okay, I kind of want to come over here to our watch list. Okay. And the watch list here, you can create a new watch list, or you can clear this list. You can rename it. You can make copies, crypto trade life. Okay. And all kinds of stuff, right? I really just have my main trading. I have some crypto swing trades that I monitor over here, but I'm really just on the main trading most of the time. I don't mind clicking this and going somewhere, but it is nice to have the watch list here. These are things that I usually look at and chart fairly often. On the bottom of the chart, this is stuff that's pretty random. I may or may not just be looking at an asset temporarily, and I just add it to the chart, and then I'll watch it for a little bit, and then I won't trade it for a long time, so then eventually I'll kick it off the chart. But this top stuff here is really what I pay the most attention to. So this is actually really important. If you want to add something, you can just come in here and you can just be like, oh, well, let me find my stock. There we go, Netflix. So I'm going to add Netflix. Boom. So it added Netflix too down here. Okay. And let's just say if I want to move it up, I can just move it up. Maybe it's my number one. Keep an eye on that one for a while. Okay. You can also do little flags and symbols for things just to help you keep track of stuff. That's fine. If this is too much data or you want more data, you can actually come into the settings, change volume, extended hours, logo ticker, description, right? So you can put a lot of information. I really just want to know like last price, the percent change, the logo ticker, and I'm usually good to go, right? I don't want too much information over here. All right. So this is your watch list. All right. So from here, I kind of want to just keep going on some of the basics. This is where you're going to be able to do multiple chart layouts. Okay. As you can see here, I was talking earlier about potentially having sweeping that liquidity, right, that we kind of swept over here, and I would potentially be looking for what's called an SMT. I'm not going to get into like teaching and strategies and things. Let's go ahead and remove the drawings, and I'm going to drop this session profile. I like the session profiles because I want to see Asia, London, and New York, and that helps me make decisions based off of time-based liquidity. But I'm going to hit this little I, which is going to hide that indicator, and then this little up arrow, and it's going to go away. Now if I need it, I can pop that down, turn it on, turn it off, and put it away. Okay, I like that because I don't have like my charts just like flooded or cluttered with a bunch of stuff, right? I want to keep it pretty clean. All right, so there we go. So this is where I could come up here and I can do up to 8. Boom, like all of this. I could have a whole bunch. Okay. You could just like this one, I want to be Bitcoin. Let's drop this one to gold. And then I want to do Ethereum here. And so I do have a big 5K monitor. It's a Samsung G9. It was a gift. Okay. I usually don't buy expensive stuff like that. My other monitors that I use are scratch and dent free stuff. Okay. So I'm actually a very frugal person, but this was a very wonderful gift somebody got me. But if I were to spread this out across the entire monitor, I could definitely manage multiple assets at once. I usually look at 2 or 3, honestly, max. So, do I need the premium? Maybe. At times I do. So I want the freedom. I want the flexibility to put what I want up here. All right. So that's how you do that. And from there, let's go ahead and talk about some of the functions over here that I use quite a bit. Okay. This is where you're going to get into the art of charting, okay? And yes, some people really tell you that this is a art, all right? I really want to encourage you, especially if you're new, just to keep it simple, okay? If you put too much data on this chart, you're not going to be able to make solid decisions and stick with them, okay? And you need to be able to do that. So, for example, I'm not a big trend line setter, okay? I do have this magnet. Let me make sure you can see the magnet. Okay, good. This magnet right here, I have turned on, okay? And I have it on a weak magnet. And what that means is when I come close to a candle, you'll kind of see it snap to it, right? And I like that because I can grab this high, click my trend line, and then I can move my trend line, okay? Be like, okay, I see a trend here, boop, right? And so I can just start marking up my chart. All right. I am not a big pattern trader. I know a lot of people are. I know people who are successful with it. So I don't say it's not possible, but let's say we just did this, right? oh, look at this flag, right? And I want to collect this information, and maybe I want to see price move up, down, and then take off, okay? Just an example, guys. It's not how I trade, but that's one of the tools. So you have a trend line here, okay? All right. Let's see, how far back can we go? There we go. All right. I was using Control Z, by the way, to do that. Okay, so now let's come over here. So I have trend lines. I have array. Okay, same thing. Click. Click the array. Click it, click it, click it. And hold on, sorry guys. And okay, there we go. And so if I click and hold, I can adjust my array. Okay, and the array just kind of goes on forever. All right. And, you know, some people draw like spider lines with these and stuff, so it's just a different strategy. Sorry for the background noise there. Got some work being done outside. And so we have the array, all right? So we have an info line. So something like this, you can drop, and it's going to have some information for you, okay? As you can see, it has the bars. It has like you can do percent movement of, you know, up and down and all kinds of stuff, and then like you can do angles, and it talks about, you know, how far up and down it is. So you could just have some extra info. Okay, and let's keep going. So some of the ones that'll be used, so trend angles, horizontal lines are used a lot. Like if I just want to be able to be like, you know, I'm watching this line of liquidity right here and I want it to extend on, then there you go. Okay, so come in here, take a look at what you've got. You can see like what you want to star and have on your toolbar at the bottom, which is this guy right here. If you put a star on it, it'll stay on your toolbar. As you can see, my trend line, which is right here, if I tick it, it goes away. Okay, and then I'll tick that, and then there you go. Okay, all right. So let's keep going. We've got some vertical lines. Okay, maybe you want to be like, all right, I want to start paying attention to price right here. You can add that vertical line. Okay, if you double click this vertical line, you can add text to it. All right, you can change the font, the color of the text, the size, right? If you want it in the middle, the center. Okay, this is good, you know, for keeping track of information. Okay, so I'm going to click this and hit delete and get rid of that. All right, so you can like put a cross, all right, on your thing and be like, okay, I want to pay attention to, you know, vertical, horizontal here. All right, so let's keep going. Okay, so we get into like Fibonacci. So I probably need to make different like videos on what this stuff is, but right now I'm just trying to give you an idea of how to use this in general. So if I grab my Fibonacci and I'm like, you know, this big pump, right, that we've had. Okay, this is my Fibonacci retracement. Now, this is not a default Fibonacci. I have this as a range, and this range has a high, a low, and a midline to it. So this is the 50% retracement. Okay, a standard Fibonacci is going to it's going to look like this. Okay, and so this is going to be Fibonacci. So you have your golden pockets. There's like a whole theory behind Fibonacci, okay? And it is pretty crazy accurate sometimes. I use this for drawing out targets. I do trade golden pocket. I just know it's right around the 50% mark in my mind. So there's the 7, you know, yeah. So the 618 really is, this is like the golden pocket, which is like right here in this area. All right. So these are tools that you can use. Okay, you can come here, and these are drawing tools. Okay, there's a trend-based fib extension. There's fib channels that you can grab. So I can like grab a whole channel and pick an actual, like, you know, Fibonacci channel here. Okay, so I don't use all this stuff, but this stuff is here. Fib circles. You can pull the fib circles and pull it off of the range and understand, you know, Fibonacci fib circle theory. Good luck with that. Let me know how it goes. But there's all kinds of charting tools in here. Okay, you can get your Gann box. I've used this one before. Definitely have used this one. This is for like charting time, right? Like I'm charting from here to here, but I'm charting the actual time, and you know, maybe I'm learning quarterly theory on how to apply quarterly theory to the week, okay, or the day, or the session. Okay, there's all kinds of quarterly theory. Okay, so there's all kinds of stuff. There's a gone fan. I can pull it from down here and be like, okay, so if I'm going to chart to this retracement point right here based on my theory, then I should see, certain levels of resistance. Okay, you guys get this, okay? But this is how you use these tools. So let me move on. This one's actually going to be really big. I use this one a lot, okay? I'm going to right-click Reset Chart View, and I'm going to say I'm going to enter a long position right here, which is a terrible idea, but let's just say I want to chart this out and be like, I want to look at this, okay? I'm going to put my stop loss under the low, and I am going to aim for the highs. This is not a real trade, okay? It's just an example. So as you can see, it's keeping track of my trade, and I can leave this trade on my chart, and that way it's kind of documented, right? And so that's actually really important, okay? So you got your short position. You can grab that and be like, okay, I want my stop loss above this high right here, and I'm going to aim for these local lows right here. There we go. That's a risk to reward on this is 1.49. That's not very, very good, actually. You really want a 1 to 2 or better, if you ask me. But yeah, we're not here to learn all that stuff. We're just here to talk about it. So as you can see right now, it's not doing anything, right? But if I put this on the candle, okay, you can see that it kind of keeps track of your trade. See how it's turning like a darker green right here? And if this comes up and then comes up and hits this, then you'll see that this box is full, which means you hit your stop loss. If it drops and it comes all the way down here, then you're going to see that it fills this one up, and then obviously the trade was successful there. All right, it's just a good way of keeping track of your trades. This is actually really important to use because before you enter a trade, you need to know your stop loss and your take profit targets before. Okay, I'm not going to try not to get into all that. All right, you can do all kinds of forecasting and bars patterns and ghost feed. I don't even know what ghost feed is, okay, but it's here. I'm sure if I went and found a video on it, it would show me how to be a millionaire overnight. Okay, fixed range volume profile. I do use this one. Okay, when we get into ranges like this, okay, I can grab the range, and then I can get the point of control, okay, which is the area of the most volume in the middle, and then I have volume area high and volume area low. Okay, so those are usually very important. As you can see, we actually respected the volume area low earlier. All right, let's go ahead and just keep going here. So we're going to look at the forecasting and measuring tools here. We have the long and short positions. Those are really important. Anchored VWAP, you could definitely do that. Let's see if we just, bam, just like that, right? So where I clicked to the current price action, it's going to give me where the anchored VWAP is, okay? So it just depends on what your strategy is going to need for what you are going to use on TradingView here. So for marking out your charts, here we go. So price range, right? If you're trying to figure out and understand a little bit of information on a current price range movement here, we can see that this was a 1.51% gain. And if I do it at the right top there, you can see the information here at the top. So this is just tools that you can use to keep track of what's going on in the market. That way you can keep track of your trading. Okay, so let's get into some funner stuff here. So here's like a brush tool, which is nice. You can draw, make pretty pictures. It'll help you trade better. Highlighter, okay, same thing. If you look at the highlighting tool here and you click on this, just use Control Z to get rid of the drawings. But if you click on the highlighter, then you can actually make changes to it as far as the color, the width, the depth, and all that good stuff. There we go. Highlighter like that. So you can pick a different color. You can do the different thickness that you need. And that way when you actually click the highlighter, you're going to get what you want. Okay. And let's just click it and delete. So this is your main selection tool here. You can use a dot, arrow, cross, erase, or magic. I really just use this to move around and select. And so let's move on over here. We got more drawing tools. So if I want to like point at something, I can do this, point at the bottom. This is really just like drawing tools. This is how you're going to mark up your charts to make decisions that really should help you trade better. So there you go. But yet again, I can right click, go to settings, and I can start changing the style of what I want. Maybe I want that color box. There we go. And I want it to be thicker so I can see it better. Okay. So all kinds of things you can do on here. This is definitely more of like an art. Okay. So let's go ahead and right click and remove my drawings, which will remove all of them. Okay. Including your longs and shorts. And, you know, so if you use this for like keeping track of your trades and you right click remove, it's going to remove all of everything. So just be aware of that. All right. So let's go ahead and click in here. And let's talk about this path tool. This path tool is actually really helpful. You can like move up, down. It just really shows like where prices, you know, you can use it to mark off price, right? And what I like about this one is you can make plans ahead of time and be like, well, if I'm expecting this and I'm expecting a sweep of liquidity because of this liquidity right here, and then I want a down entry model, things like that, right? So that tool is definitely very useful. All right. So we have circles, ellipses, triangles, arch, curve, right? If I'm like considering like all of this, like this, there you go. So sometimes I draw things like that. And what this is telling me is that there's a ton of liquidity right here. So if people are shorting the market today, where are their stop losses going to be? Right? They're going to be above these highs, these highs, these highs, these highs, right? And so on. So that's where that's useful. So you can mark off stuff like that. You could label that tool, that curvature if you want. So that way you know what to do. There's double S curves, triangles, right? You draw your triangle, right? Okay. This kind of stuff, it's very useful and you really need to, you know, get used to using it. So let's go down here. We have text. So I can just click text. And again, just simply type in. And we're gonna, there we go. We have anchored text, so you could anchor the text to like a line or your curvature or a candle, different things like that. You could just post a little note somewhere and, you know, make a note. Okay. I mean, this stuff is like really crucial to keeping track of what's going on. You can do call outs. So if I'm like looking down here, like I was thinking, you know, this was, you know, a sweep, I could point that out. All right. And so here we go. We got some icons. This is where it actually becomes fun. You know, you could draw a cow, you know, looking at the market, kind of crazy like. Okay. There's all kinds of icons. Really, it's just there. It's there for fun. But, you know, this is one way to keep track of information, right? I think one of the most famous ones a lot of traders use is the magnet. I'm not going to like sit here and look for it. But they like to take the magnet and here you go. And let's pull price down with the magnet, right? It's just, it is what it is, right? It's just meant to be fun. So there you go. Okay. And as we're going to get into some of this, so you can stay in drawing mode because each time you use something, right? If I come up here and I go to my brush and I use it, I can switch back and forth from this mode, which means I can grab this and move it, or I can click it and draw more, or click and draw more, or click and draw more. So mine is stay in drawing mode. Okay. So I'm staying in drawing mode. All right. If I want to get rid of these, I'm just going to hit Control Z because that'll undo the last thing that I've done, right? So there we go. So you can lock all drawings if you've like got your chart exactly where you want it. Because if you have like a bunch of stuff on your chart and you're like trying to grab the chart to move it like this, right? Because I can grab the chart and move it. If I accidentally grab something, I can end up moving it. And if you don't want that, you can come down here and lock it. So that way, if I do grab it, it doesn't go anywhere. Okay. And then, so let me just click these and get rid of them. All right. And let's see, I don't even know what this one, oh, hide drawings, hide indicators, hide positions and orders, hide all. Okay. So you can choose what to hide. All right. And then this is your actual, like, if you want to sync something with the layout, or if you need new drawings that will sync globally, you can do that. I really don't mess with this all that much. And then of course you have your remove drawings, remove indicators, and things like that. Okay. So the last thing I really want to go over this time, I think I'll do another video on like some advanced stuff, like coming into these layers and objects and the data trees over here. And then also there's paper trading and replay trading and strategy testers and stuff that we can go through. Last thing I want to talk about is right click, go to settings. Okay. And here I can choose, you know, as you can see, this is where I change the color of my bars and stuff. Okay. So I like my purple. It's this purple. There we go. I like my purple and blue. That's just the way I like it. I can do electronic trading hours. I can adjust for contract changes automatically. I actually recommend this. You can click the little question mark if you want to know more. But basically, I want to know, and I want this to automatically adjust for the correct contracts of what I'm trading. Okay, I can click my time zone here. My precision is default. I'm just leaving that at default. I've never had an issue with it. All right, so let's go down the line. So status line. I can do a logo here, the title, description, you can see up here, right? I could get rid of the NASDAQ logo if I want. I can do chart values. I could put more values up here if I want to see where I'm at on the chart. It'll show me the values. Okay, I like to kind of keep things simple. I could do the volume, the overall volume of the current candle. Okay, you can see it changes. I can look at the volume up there where my cursor's at, stuff like that. So let's go to the scales and lines. And currency and unit always visible, or visible when the mouse is hovering over it. I just keep it on. And so you guys can go through a lot of this. A lot of my stuff has been pretty much set up as default for a very long time. Yeah, nothing in here is really anything that I change. You can do 24-hour market if you like military time better. So there you go. Let's talk about the canvas. So this is definitely where I've changed a bunch of stuff. You guys will see this. One, I could add a watermark which shows NQ 5-minute chart, right? I could add that so I can see that. Okay. I could do grid lines if I would prefer to have grid lines. So vertical and horizontal grid lines, you can see them there. And then if I'm like, man, I really need to be able to see these things better, I can do that. And they're actually pretty clear, right? There you go. Okay. So I could have the grids, you know, stand out. Okay. I choose none, right? I just want to see my candles. All right. But this is all going to be preference. This is how you're going to, you know, change your text of what you're seeing. Okay. These are the lines, navigation panes. Here we go. Keep that the same. And yeah, that's looking pretty good. Okay. So there is a trading panel here. I'm going to go over this in a separate video. But this is how we're going to choose how we paper trade, or if you connect to a broker through TradingView, which you can do. Here's an alert pane. You can choose like alert volume. You know, if you want to automatically hide everything, you can go through this. Only active alerts, alert lines, you know, you can see those things. And so here's where you can get to that. And then there are events, okay? So this is where like you can have the latest news, you can turn it off, contract switch breaks and things like that. If you're trading options, things like that will be very important. You can do session breaks as well. It'll just tell you where the different sessions start and stop. I have my own times for that, so I keep that separate. But yeah, that is pretty much the standard basic walkthrough of TradingView. I hope this has been helpful. All right, I hope that video was helpful to you. TradingView has been a very, very, very important foundation in my trading career. I have been using it for years and years. I've been very happy with it. There are a couple alternatives out there. One is called TrendSpider. You can go check it out. You know, I'm sure if you just like YouTube, you know, TradingView alternatives. There are some out there. This is just one that I use constantly, so I do highly recommend it. And if you guys are interested, we do have a community down below where we live trade together. When I found success in trading, it wasn't actually a golden strategy. It was a community. I ended up finding like-minded traders, right? That put themselves in the right mindset to approach trading in a way that allowed me to be successful. Okay. In this community, when we live trade together, we focus on, having the right mindset, right? No FOMO, and just like not allowing yourself to go on tilt and things like that, keeping the most important things, up front and center. So that way you can stay, clear-minded, focused and profitable. So if you guys are interested, click the link down below. We'd love to live trade with you. And also, if you need help in building your strategies or, creating a business plan that would help you become a successful day trader, we love it. We enjoy it. It's an awesome group of people. And anyways, guys, I hope this video again was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.